But when you come around people who all have the same vision, who all see the life of an animal as priceless, and who are all working to help animals, it really empowers you to be like, there are other people who feel the same things that I feel, who think the same things that I think. I feel like that's really helpful to be a more determined and powerful advocate.
So we're here at Asia Farm Animal Day, and we have a lot of important people walking around from important organizations, and I'm here with
Fawzia Jaffan. I'm with Middle East Vegan Society, and I'm the manager and researcher of the Vegan Initiative of Islam. So my part is basically just clearing out all the misconceptions that happens with veganism and Islam. Muslims, want to take that step and become vegan, but then they have a lot of backlash from the Muslim community because there's a lot of misconceptions that it's not the best Muslim thing you can do, and that's totally wrong. So my initiative clears out all that misconceptions and actually shows that being vegan and choosing plant-based options is actually more aligned with our Muslim ethics.
All right, so I'm standing here at We the Free, a very, very important organization that's helping the vegan movement, and I'm here with
Sash. Hi, Farah.
Yes.
Sash. Yes. We the Free, which is WTF, We the Free have an absolute obligation to help those who are not. And here we talk about the non-human animals. To summarize as an organization, it's a non-profit global organization. We currently have just over 100 teams across 25 countries. We support teams on the ground to help them financially. We provide them with resources such as workshops, training.
So it's for animal activists who wanted to start doing street activism, and you guys give them all the materials. Which footage do you usually show?
So the footage that we show is country or area specific. We revolutionized street activism with 3-minute movie challenge, because often when you show footage openly to the public, it invites conflict. So we invite public to take part in the challenge in exchange for a vegan snack. It could be anything. They sit through the entire 3 minutes, and then at the end, one of our activists, volunteers, have a chat with them, give them closing cards to hundreds of resources for them to transition to plant-based lifestyle.
So I'm here with Dr. Harsha, who is the director of Doodh, which is a really powerful documentary about the Indian dairy industry. Could you tell people a bit what your documentary is about?
So the film is about understanding how India's dairy industry operates, and it explores various angles from ethical, health, environmental, socio-economic and political angles, and see what are the issues that we are facing, not just the animals but humans, and trying to find solutions to those problems.
And what inspired you to create this documentary?
So the first question I ask myself is, as an activist, as my experience of talking with at least thousands of people, what is the biggest challenge I face? The answer is right away, it's easy to convince a non-vegetarian in India that there is cruelty in animal agriculture than to convince a vegetarian, because there is this belief that animals are not harmed. I thought, like, what they are saying is true, let me find out myself. So this is kind of an investigative documentary, and in fact the first dairy farm visit happened through this film. It's an investigative experience. Well, I am learning myself like what is the reality and exposing the truth. That's it.
All right, so I'm here now with Panch from We the Free. I'd love to hear from you a little bit more about your experience with doing like street activism in India.
So We the Free as an organization has teams all over the globe. We have about 100 teams in 25 countries, and one of them is India. Specifically talking about the activism scene in India, we've seen that a lot of people come from a religious sort of approach into veganism, and oftentimes people are unable to distinguish between vegetarianism and veganism. So we as activists play an imperial role in creating that distinct. In Asia itself, the concept of ahimsa is really big. So we kind of bank on that to say that compassion is in your ethics, like inherently. So you definitely should expand the circle of compassion to the non-human animals as well.
So how can people join you?
We the Free has both paid and volunteer roles available currently. People can join our media team, people can join as an organizer in their region. We have 2 vacancies, and if you would like to get involved, just visit our website.
So I'm here with Chef Dave, who gave a really amazing keynote speech this morning on day 2 of Asia Farm Animal Day.
I'm on a mission to veganize all Malaysian food, promoting veganism through food and culture is a whole new magical world where people are more embracive, inclusive, and they don't feel offended or anything. And it's a great way actually breaking the wall between vegan and non-vegans.
Can I ask, what would be your favorite vegan Malaysian dish?
My favorite Malaysian vegan dishes will be nasi lemak. Nasi lemak is something that everyone loves in Malaysia. If you come to Malaysia, you're only allowed to eat one dish, then I would say it must be nasi lemak. That's everyone will agree about it. So I think when come to vegan, it's still nasi lemak.
It's really tasty. I've already had it now since 2 days here. So I'm here with Niharika from Mercy for Animals India, which is also a very important organization for the animal rights movement, for the vegan movement in India.
So Mercy for Animals India Foundation, actually Mercy for Animals like globally as well, works for farmed animal welfare. We work on two things. One is reducing the number of animals in the system, as well as reducing the suffering of the animals who are currently trapped in the system.
How long have you been working with Mercy for Animals?
Approximately 2 years now.
Have you seen any practical change happen in those 2 years?
Currently, like one of the major campaigns that we're working on is a ban on gestation crates. So basically in India, gestation crates as per the laws are already banned, but there's no implementation of those laws. So when we started working on that, there were like 5 to 6 states that had banned gestation crates, like actually stopped the use of gestation crates. Since we started working on it and there were other organizations that came in to work on it, now 22 states have banned gestation crates. This saves like around 50 lakh mother pigs from suffering.
Wow.
So I do think that's a lot of impact that we have.
So it's the last day today of the Asia from Animal Day, and I'm with one of our keynote speakers, Ryuji. Why do you think a event like this, like Asia for Animal Day, is so important for the movement in Asia?
When we do animal advocacy work, we're often isolated from others. Even just being vegan can sometimes be a difficult experience because most of the world isn't vegan. So by nature of being surrounded by people who believe the opposite things that you believe in, who don't have the same thoughts and feelings as you do, it can be very isolating and hard, both from an emotional standpoint, but also from a standpoint of like what you do. But when you come around people who all have the same vision, who all see the life of an animal as priceless, and who are all working to help animals, it really empowers you to be like, there are other people who feel the same things that I feel, who think the same things that I think. And I feel like having an event that's specifically to celebrate and to talk about the work and further the work that's being done here in Asia is so helpful. You know, usually it's like you have this conference like in the US, and then the Asia part is like one panel that happens like, you know, on the third day or whatever. But to have a whole event, it's really empowering because for me at least, it makes me realize like, yeah, there is really something going on here. There's a whole movement. There's so many people working on this. And yeah, like I said, it's just really empowering and really encouraging and really makes me want to work harder, and hopefully does the same for everyone else as well.
So I'm standing here with two representatives of Animal Alliance Asia.
My name is Aim, and I am Thailand coordinator. I'm Roxy, and I'm the Taiwan coordinator. So we're a movement building and capacity building organization. So we have like coordinators in 10 different Asian countries, and then we're helping local advocates and initiatives. So we hold like workshops and trainings for them. It's just helping Asian advocates to help animals.
We try to tailor everything, all the program to be more cultural specific and really contextualized to the local content.
We also gather like opinions and feedbacks from the local advocates. So we also do some sort of research. So like the data and then like the information we have is all really local relevant.
So Animal Alliance Asia must have like a database of all Asian like farms or what happens in each country.
Yeah. Actually had a project called Forum, and we gather all the information we found in a report that we published last year. And we also have Animal Advocacy Conference Asia, which happened since 2019, if I remember correctly, or every year. And this year it will be in November 25th and 26th.
AACA, the conference is English based. The language is English, but we will have like work with AI and have like subtitles, so it's like really like language friendly for everyone.
So yeah, everyone needs to go right now and sign up as well to attend the online conference. So I'm here with Seb Alex. I'm a big fan of his content. Social media content is really, really powerful stuff. And he's the founder of Middle East Vegan Society.
We started around 2 years ago. The goal is to raise awareness about animal rights, plant-based eating and veganism in the Middle East and North Africa. And the way we do that is we use education and corporate outreach together. So we raise awareness for consumers to learn about plant-based eating, health aspect, sustainability aspect, the ethical part, of course, of animal rights. At the same time, we help corporate companies, businesses, institutions, hospitals, or events make it easier for these consumers to actually consume plant-based diets.
Could you give me one misconception, any vegan argument that will help others debunk it?
A lot of people seem to be using the crop deaths recently,
Nice.
like, oh, if you eat a vegan diet,
yeah.
you're still responsible for killing animals. There's no doubt that crops actually do cause harm to other animals. There are several ways to answer this question. The first one is eating animal products results in consuming more crops because the 70 or 80 or 90 billion land animals that we're killing every single year are also eating crops, much more crops than humans do. So you are maximizing the crop deaths when you're not following a plant-based diet. I think the number is around 13 times more crops are used in non-vegan diets. So if you do actually care about crop deaths, then another reason to consume a plant-based diet. Another argument is that eating plant-based, let's say, and the crops, there's nothing inherently unethical about it, unlike eating animal products. Not all crops cause death, not all types of agriculture cause death. If there is a problem of crop deaths, we can work on it. We can make it in a way, hopefully, and find solutions where we're not causing animal harm. But you can't find a solution where you're killing an animal and eating the animal, but you're not causing any harm or rights violation. If there's no rights violations in crop deaths, it means that there's nothing inherently unethical about consuming crops. It's also a nirvana fallacy. It means that you're saying, oh, because there is no ideal solution, then you're refusing the solution that is on the table. If we're going to complain about crop deaths and then use it as an argument against veganism on animal rights, then technically you shouldn't drive a car, you shouldn't leave your house, you shouldn't technically do anything. You shouldn't even exist, because as long as you're alive, you're causing some kind of harm and suffering. So it's also a type of logical fallacy.
The definition of veganism is to reduce harm as much as we can, which is going vegan.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much. That was really great. And thank you for being here at the summit.
Thank you.